A bill introduced by an East Texas lawmaker would affect the tax incentive companies qualify for and who they do business with. East Texas News Weekend's Michael Richardson reports that Congressman Nathaniel Moran is taking a broad approach in an effort to, he says, protect citizens' data from some countries.
We're using this really as an opportunity to smoke out those companies that are using this technology, but then also benefiting from our tax code.
Congressman Nathaniel Moran wants to sever ties with foreign adversary-controlled technology, that which comes from countries such as China and Iran. His bill would amend the Internal Revenue Code. If it passes, businesses that use foreign adversary-controlled technology would be ineligible for certain tax incentives, such as for research and development costs. Moran says the bill is an expansion of the TikTok approach, an app that has drawn security concerns.
We need to take away the tax incentives for those companies that are using the tax code to then build their businesses, gather this information, this private data of Americans, give the access of that information to the CCP and other entities, other foreign entities of concern.
Smith County Democratic Party Chair Cam Ray says data protection is a significant issue, but questions the bill's necessity.
If you look at the case with Doge, of all of the U.S. citizens' data that's been taken by U.S. citizens and has been provided to private corporations, that's a huge concern. So why are we not dealing more with that?
Another reason to bring the bill forward, Moran adds, is to create technology in the United States.
We want to return that design, that development, that manufacturing here into the United States. We don't want our foreign entities to be the ones that are leading that charge.
As the bill moves through Congress, Ray says the language must be explicit.
It needs to be clearly understood that this is a tax deduction bill and not a data access bill, so that it can be properly evaluated.
Michael Richardson, East Texas News Weekend.
The Deterring Adversarial Access to Americans Data Act has been referred to the House Committee on Ways and Means.